I've met quite a few girls my age into cucking. It's a question of confidence. Not necessarily, actually. Actually, for a long time, I thought to get most bitches, I need to be self-confident, right? It's a fact that confidence is attractive. If you're not a confident man, you're not gonna attract girls in the first place. To attract girls, you need confidence. You need to walk, you know, like you're confident. You need to have friends. If you don't have friends, don't tell a girl I don't have friends. That's gonna be a turn off, okay? You have to pretend like you are rocking your world. That's the reality in this day and age. The second step is the bad boy, being the bad boy. And being the bad boy means that not only you're confident, but you don't give a fuck. You just don't give a fuck. If a girl doesn't talk to you, you are not like, oh baby, where have you been? I miss you so much. You're so beautiful. What the fuck? That's a literal what a cock would say. You know what I mean? You just don't give a fuck because you're a bad boy. You give that look like, hey, I got options. You know what I mean? So many girls fucking want me. And that is really attractive in 2025. Now, of course, there are more masculine women. Those women, you can be more straightforward to them, but so many men want a feminine woman. And to get that kind of woman, you have to not give a fuck. You know, there's this metaphor that I like. Women are like cats, you know? And guys are more like dogs. It goes deeper than that when you think about it, you know? It's more about the psychological side, mental side of both. Most women, especially when they're younger, they're very attracted to bad boys, like abusive, toxic guys, you know, that are actually bad, you know? But they find it hot, you know? Women, they just find it hot, you know, these guys, they're fucking hot, you know? I ask women, why do you like these toxic guys? Oh, they're fucking hot. Okay, that's the problem. Women, they just don't see these nice guys around them that would be perfect dads. No, women choose to ignore those nice guys, you know? Instead, they go with fucking toxic toxic masculinity. And, you know, toxic masculinity is today's standard for men, you know? I am being a toxically masculine guy when it comes to approaching women these days. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like that. I just don't care about them, you know, because that's how you find women in today's age. I know it's fucked up, but it's true. But then the funny thing is that almost every girl that had breakups in her life, if I ask her, why did you break up? Why are you single? I mean, I can see that the girl is so pretty. She's so pretty. So sexy, okay? I'm not telling her these compliments, but I can see that she's pretty, okay? So I'm thinking, why? Why did she break up, you know? Because it looks like she looks good enough to have a decent boyfriend. And she says, oh, my past boyfriends, they were very toxic, they were cheaters. And it's funny when they mention that they had multiple cheaters. Like, imagine, my past boyfriend was abusive and cheater, and before that I had another cheater. Okay, I'm gonna be the third cheater then. I mean, come on. There's a reason why you chose to be with these cheaters, you know? You found them hot, right? These are traits that women hate getting attracted to. You know, I don't blame women for being attracted to assholes, you know? It's just biology, you know? It's just how it works. You know what I mean? And women say, I want this fucking romantic guy who is lovely, who loves me, kisses me. When I'm listening to a 25-year-old who says, I want a loving husband, that's a lie. She just doesn't know what she wants, you know? Because if I was a loving husband who was simping for the girl, buying her flowers and taking her out for a dinner, she would fucking leave me in like a couple months. Because I would be boring, I would look like a simp, it would look like I cannot get other bitches. So I'm trying too hard for this woman, you know? And that's why today's women, they turn 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60 years old, and they realize, shit, why the fuck didn't I date this guy by the name of Brad when I was 20 years old? He was such a nice guy, but I just wasn't attracted to him, and now I regret it, you know? It's her fault, you know? That's how women work, and I found it out through my short experience, you know? Oh honey, not me, every girl says the same. But every girl is wired, you know, psychologically and biologically. Sometimes you do these things unconsciously. And Laura, you might find a loving guy who really loves you, okay? And you might like him at first. You might be like, holy shit, he's so nice to me, okay? Holy shit, he's so nice to me. And then months go by, and you might think, why am I not attracted to him anymore? And you might not even understand why. You might blame yourself for not liking him. You might be like, holy shit, he's so nice. I really, really want to be attracted to him. But you are not attracted to him. And you can't change it, you know? The thing is that the female psychology is actually very, very fucking complicated. And I think that every man, like, guys, if you're a man in the chat right now watching this stream, just start studying female psychology. As soon as you start doing it, you will get perfect results, you know? You will finally be able to find girls that actually are feminine, caring, that actually love you. You know, you just have to put some time into it, you know? Just, I'm not gonna lie, almost every night before sleep, when I have some time, okay? I just watch some videos about female psychology and I learned something new, because we are humans, we are very complicated, you know? Hello Deshin, welcome to my stream. I'm not going to tell my entire story, but he wasn't abusive until later in the relationship. I still think that he was a bad boy, no? Was he the guy that was like so romantic, he would do anything for you, buy flowers, I don't know, take you to expensive restaurant? One thing that I would never do on my first date is take a girl to an expensive restaurant. One thing that I never want to do is give her an impression that I'm willing to spend my money for her. If she deserves that, if she proves me that she can stay with me despite me not spending money on her, okay, I will reward her, okay? But she has to prove me that she is worth that, because hey, money is earned, you know? Like, I work to earn my money, and I'm not gonna dump some money for the fat ass, you know? That is what most men do. They see a fucking fat ass chick on the internet, they're like, okay, here's my money, just take it, baby. Take my money, baby, you're so hot, you're so fucking sexy. Oh, fuck off. That's why women have inflated egos, you know? What I mean by that, when I say inflated egos, is that you ask her, how would you rate yourself out of 10? And she will be like, 9 out of 10, I'm so sexy, holy shit. Yeah, that's probably my issue. I'm too gentle to be toxic in terms of trying to find a girlfriend. Exactly, you have to break out of your, how do I say this? Comfort zone. Comfort zone. But honestly, you have to break out of your comfort zone no matter what you do, because, okay, when I started going to the gym, I was scared. I was scared that people would look at me. And if I do something wrong, I was so scared. I went out of my comfort zone to do that, okay? I remember the first time I took cold shower, I was so scared. I'm still scared of cold water, but I take cold showers every day, every morning, okay? Every time I'm going to invest my money, I am an investor. I invest my money into stocks. Believe it or no, I know, it's weird. BoyDilly, BoyDilly investor, yeah. I'm scared to invest my money because I don't know what will happen in the future. I'm doing it anyway, okay? The same as, like, with girls too, you know? You have to break out of your comfort zone. That's why I will never date again, because it's fake. This is one thing that I can agree that it is fake most of the time, yeah. A lot of it is fake. That's true. That's true. But hey, don't say you will never date. I'm pretty sure that the right man will come into your life. I know you're a good girl. You're a good woman. You know? Just be yourself. Be feminine. Cook food. Learn how to cook food. Men really like that. You know, when a woman can cook food, clean the house, you know, take care of babies. If you're a good babysitter, I find that attractive, you know, romantically. Yeah, I seem to attract the player type, but no, I would just like a sweet nerdy guy to stay home and game with me. And he'd if you said that, Jessa, if you were like 25 years old and you said that to me, I would not believe you. I would be like, you're a liar, you know, you think you're attracted to that guy, but you're not. But because you're 40, I believe you. Because women, when they get older, from what I have noticed, like I have very limited experience on that, but they just they kind of rethink their life choices, and you know what they want really changes. Thanks, friend. Yeah, seems like love Guru Dilly tonight. It seems like every single fucking weekend I'm into new topic, and I love it. I love having deep discussions. Kind of what happens with me is I want to sort of treat my hypothetical girlfriend like my best friend. That doesn't really work in today's age. Like you can believe that it works, but maybe if you stay with a woman in a relationship for 20 years, you have children already, you're already getting old, yeah, then you can be like friends and like, you know, do romantic stuff, something like that. But I would love to have a woman who's like my friend and I'm still sexually attracted to her. But I already had a woman that was like a friend, and I see her like my sister, you know? I don't see her sexually attractive, so from my experience, that just doesn't happen, I believe. Once you've had plenty of experiences in dating, you get to know who's right for you and who's not. Most women, they are like, oh, you can open up to me, you can tell me your secrets. Oh, come on, baby boy, just tell me your secrets. And in the past, whenever I would tell the woman my secrets, or you know, I seem less mysterious, that's when it switch off. She's like, okay, I know everything about this guy now, bye bye, bye bye. And then she leaves me, okay? And I'm just sitting there thinking, what the fuck did I do wrong? That's the thing. Most men just have to stay mysterious. It is a fact, actually. And women, yeah, they might really wholeheartedly think that, oh my god, I really want this guy to open up to me. They might really mean it, you know? They want to be there for their man. But they kind of subconsciously get turned off by that, you know? Porn, movies, and social media really distort how relationships should be. Yeah. Relationships are a lifelong commitment, not just cutesy, lovely at sex. Yeah, I agree. There's a difference between hookups and relationships, absolutely. And yet, daily philosophy would be great. Oh, I appreciate that.